Oh, that's good. Hey, you remember me? It's been a while. It's been what? 5 months? Anyway, we're back. We're going to be rebranding the entire channel here. So, OTO Out There Outdoors after tonight will no longer exist. If you have seen any of my videos, minus I think 2, nothing has ever been caught. So, that being said, we are changing the name of the channel to Skunked Fishing. I thought it was hilarious. My wife and I actually came up with it today on our way home as we were driving home. So that is what is going to be happening. So I'm going to try and give you guys at least 2 videos a month. I kind of lost sight of why I was doing this. I was doing it to make this, to have fun at first, and just for me to look back and say, oh yeah, I fished this and did this with my buddies or whatever, my wife. Or the last video I think was me, my wife, my mom, or no, it was me, my wife, and my dad trout fishing at Anglers Lake. Was the last video that was up on the channel in November, I believe. So, but yes, this is no longer OTO Out There Outdoors. It is now Skunked Fishing. And tonight, what I have for you is I'm going to do 2 reviews on 2 different things that I just actually got a weekend ago. First one being the Shimano SLX bait casting reel. I believe it's a 7:2 to 1 ratio. And I actually got it at the Front Hall show here in Long Beach for $100. And they had a show special going on to where if you bought the reel, you actually got the X-Age rod for free, which is a $100 rod. So I got a 7.2 heavy here with a reel on top. I have some 30-pound braid on it that was actually J-Braid's new design. It's a smoother braid, holds a better knot, and it's supposed to keep its color longer. I've only been able to use it one time. It's great for flipping. I've had no problem with it because I actually struggle flipping, and I've had no problems flipping or pitching at all with this rod. It's worked out great. Done everything it's supposed to. It hasn't backlashed at all. The rod works out perfectly. Has a good fast action. A lot of eyes at the end to help guide that line in and out smoothly. And I'm a fan of cork handles, and this has cork handle on the bottom right there. So, like I said, I would mainly use this for if you're going to be throwing big swim baits out at the jetties fishing for spotted bay bass or sand bass, something like that. That's what I would use this for. Or if you're flipping and pitching into tulies or around rocks or whatever. I mean, it's a good all-around setup for just about everything that you need for any kind of bass fishing, be it saltwater or freshwater. The other thing I just recently picked up that I'm going to talk to you guys about tonight is Googan baits. For all of you that, well, the whole 19 of you that watch this channel, if you follow anything fishing on YouTube, you're probably somehow following the Googan Squad or one of the guys that is in the Googan Squad. I know I watched the majority of them in their channel. And Googan Baits came out, I want to say it's September, November of last year. Honestly, if you buy them Carl's Bait and Tackle Shop, which is just MTB, or Tackle Warehouse, they're great because they're cheaper. Do not buy them at Dick's. They're like $8 a bag, and they're good baits, but they're soft plastics, and soft plastics are, I don't care who makes them or what, it's a soft plastic. A craw is a craw, a worm is a worm. It's simplistic stuff. The one thing I do love about this is the packaging they come in. The bag they come in, most of you have probably seen the bag, it's everywhere. But this is the clamshell I'm talking about. So they come in here, they're packaged real nice and tight in here. As you can tell, I can barely open it. But it keeps them fresh, it keeps the oils on them, it keeps them slick so they don't get crusty or anything like that. Yeah, that's the one thing I'm really impressed with by the baits. Not so much how they act themselves, because like I said, a craw is a craw, a worm is going to do what a worm does. It's just, they're basic baits. Oh, that's really good coffee. So back to the reel. I have been really happy with this. I love the fact that it's an internal brake system. It's not the little dial that most, most reels have now. Well, I won't say most of the cheaper reels have that. So I know a lot of the cheaper Abbott Garcias have it. Most of anything that you can find at Dick's Sporting Goods has the little dial on here. You pop that and the whole thing pops open. So I have 3 on, 3 off, which seems to be great for anything you're pitching with. Let me actually get you guys on there. So when you see this, they're popped out. And it works great. And to get it back, you just pop it on and lock it back and it stays. I have on here one of the Googan bait This is the Bandito bug and the natural color. I do like the colors they have in the baits. It's a green pumpkin on one side. There's green pumpkin on this side, and it's got like a pearlescent color on the back side. So, and if you did want to swim these, they do swim decently well. You just need to make sure that you do unhinge all the appendages because they're all not tied down, but they're like connected. You just pop the little connection and you're good to go. What else about this rod and reel? Perfect. Hey. And we're back. Although you didn't know we broke, so it's okay. So one of the other things I really like about this reel is the fact that the handle is actually spaced out farther than most bait casting handles. So for comparison, as I hit my ceiling with this rod, I have it's a Shakespeare agility reel that I honestly haven't really used a whole lot since I bought it. Wasn't a big fan of the reel. The rod I still actually use. But to show you the difference here, hold it up. It's about, I would say, ½ an inch longer, which makes it a lot easier to reel. At least for me, I have big hands, and it's easier just to grab onto that and not to worry about, you know, I don't know. There might be no scientific thing behind it, but I like the way it works for me. What else? Like I said, the 7.2 heavy for the rod, the fast action. And I actually have fallen in love with this thing. I've only used it one time, like I said. So like I said, guys, if you have the chance to get to one of these, one of the Fred Hall shows or any fishing show in general, I would strongly suggest checking out the Shimano booth. This actually replaced the Casitas, I believe, is the one it replaced. Which was their, like, it wasn't their low end reel, but it was their budget reel. Where it's still, we get a good reel for a good price, it's gonna work. I mean, Shimano fishing stuff, probably one of the top names in the game. It always has been, it always will be, as far as I'm concerned. So I would strongly suggest getting to one of the shows, or getting into it. I believe Turner's has these in stock. Don't quote me on that because I know Turner's fishing stuff is mainly geared towards saltwater. They have a lot of conventional reels, a lot of stuff, you know, big heavy rods like that. I don't know if Dick's Sporting Goods has these. Best thing to do, what I would say, is check out Shimano's website if you can't get to a show. Or Tackle Warehouse, I'm sure. Actually, Tackle Warehouse I know has them. Anyway, but like I said, if you can get to a show, try to, because I believe they have this show special running the entire Fred Hall series. And to get basically a $200 combo for $100 is a freaking steal, guys. This is actually one of the most expensive setups I have now in terms of bass fishing, any kind of bass fishing. And it will definitely get used. It's pretty much going to be like an all-around rod, because most of the stuff I have here down in Southern California is flipping and pitching stuff. In terms of largemouth bass, there's really not a whole lot. I mean, I can use it for topwater too, because we'll be pitching into tulies again. But yeah, this is a great all-around setup, I would say, for your budget. Even if you get them separately for $200 for this stuff, it's a steal still. Even if you're, you know, aren't going to be able to buy it at the show. So definitely check it out. At least look it up and, you know, see if it's something that's going to fit you. They come in both left-hand and right-hand retrieves. And I believe there's 3 different gear ratios. I know the 7.2 one I have is the medium. I think there's an 8:1 and something else. I think it's like 6 something. But again, don't quote me on that. This is just the one that I have. I haven't actually looked up to see what the other ones are, because 7.2:1 is generally what I get. I do know that it's got a 32 inch per crank retrieve. So that's each time or 28 inch. I'm sorry, 28 inch per crank retrieve. So that's how much you're bringing in every time you turn the crank of the handle. So enough for that. Let's dive in a little bit more with Googan baits. I've already showed you guys the Bandito bug on the jig I have. I will dive into the Slim Shake here, which actually I realize I have one tied on, but I don't feel like grabbing the rod. So same scenario with this. This is also the natural color. Clamshell packaging. You got the pearl on one side, the green pumpkin on the other. And we'll just pop this sucker out real quick. So, this is the Slim Shake. It's a little different setup. It's definitely not a traditional Senko. It is ribbed in sections, ribbed in sections actually. So it's ribbed here on the top, it has a smooth section, ribbed in the middle, and then another smooth section, and then ribbed on the bottom and flat on the entire side of the bottom. So this would be a great drop shot worm. I actually have it rigged up on a witless setup on my spinning rod that I actually used the last time I went out. That back in there. But yeah, it has good action for a worm. I mean, it's going to do what a worm does. They're all the same, honestly. It's just, if you have a preference, that's cool. I mean, I bought these to try them out. I've watched Google Channel for a long time. I support what they do. I like how they fish, and I've been happy with their bait so far. But like I said again, it's all run-of-the-mill stuff, pretty much. A craw's going to do what a craw does. Any soft plastic. Bandito bug is just a creature bait. They're all pretty much the same, and a worm is a worm. So, but like I said, if you are going to get them, do not go to Dick's. They're too expensive. I mean, honestly, you're going to be paying $2 more than you would, even with the shipping. Because if you live in California with Tackle Warehouse, they have Golden State Overnight, which I believe is like $5. So it might cost more, but it's just, to me, it's a better way to get them. Plus, you have every single color at your disposal. So if you want to get, Bama bug or what's the other one? Okeechobee craw. They have all of them there. I know that the Dick's I have here locally, they only have a certain few colors, and they did not have all of the baits, I don't believe. So, but yeah. So now that that's all done, back to the whole channel changing, all this fun stuff. So now that we're done talking about all that stuff, one last thing: if you have the money and have the chance, go pick it up and try it out for yourself. It's the best way. I mean, you can watch all the reviews you want. This is just my opinion. I do not have any affiliations with any of these companies. It'd be great if I did, because I would love to get this stuff for free. Because trust me, my wife would be happy if I got stuff for free. Right?
Agreed.
Yeah. See, I mean, only reason I got to buy all this stuff is because my birthday's on Wednesday.
Agreed.
My birthday gift to me.
Yay.
So, back to the channel change. Oh, I think November was the last time we made a video, right? The last video was me, my dad, and my wife fishing at Hemet Lake. I actually have gone out, 2 times after that? We did go back to Hemet a while back after that. I think it was right around my wife's birthday in December, where my dad caught about a 3-pound trout. I didn't film any of this because I was just, didn't feel like filming. I didn't want to, I mean, it was a family thing. It was me, my wife, my mom, and my dad. And I just wanted it to be a nice little hangout time for us. But my dad caught a 3-pound trout. My mom accidentally caught a fish while she was hiding in my truck because it was 28 degrees when we got there. For those of you that don't live in California, up until today, it has been freakishly cold, and it pretty much rained the entire month of February. I don't say anywhere in the East Coast or Midwest. Yeah, we didn't have the negative 51 degree temperatures y'all did, but 40 degrees in Southern California, it might as well be negative 51. People down here do not do cold, and we definitely don't do rain. So the entire month of February, it was cold. December was cold. We actually had a winter for the first time in 8 years. We actually have snow on our mountains, a lot of snow on our mountains. Anyway, back to the fishing story. We went out to Hemet. My dad caught a 3-pound trout. My mom was actually hiding in my truck, and my wife caught her fish for her. Probably about a pound and a half.
Yeah.
My wife's sitting behind the camera. That's why I keep looking this way, just so you don't think I'm staring at nobody.
Hello.
Yeah, she didn't want to be on the camera, so you guys got stuck with the ugly one. Sorry.
Not true.
We'll agree to disagree on that one. And then I went to the pier actually after that, and I actually lead a young men's group for my church, and all the guys wanted me to take them fishing, so we went down to the pier. Just had a good couple hours out there. It's been hard to fish off the pier so far this year because, like I said, it's been extremely cold. We've had really high winds for Southern California. Like I think yesterday, was it Thursday or Friday, they were blowing 25 offshore flow blowing 25. So that's been what's going on. Decided to change the channel name and rebrand the entire thing. So Skunked Fishing is what you guys get. If you don't like the name, let me know, or don't. I don't care. I'm going to get back to making videos for me and just doing this to have fun and have a good time. So have a good night, guys. Morning, whatever time you guys are watching this, and try not to get skunked. See y'all later.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Bye. What?
Don't forget to subscribe.
Oh, yeah, don't forget to subscribe. I'd like to have more than 19 people watch this stuff. So if you do it, it'll make you feel better. Bye. I'm going to drink my coffee and then go to bed. which doesn't really make sense. But I don't care.